Welcome to my June 2021 plan with me. My name is Jacky, not Jackie, and welcome to cicada season. Go ahead and grab yourself a snack, a little snack, and we'll jump right on into it. For the month of June, I decided to go with a cicada theme in black and white, just some outline drawings of cicadas because, as we all know, they have come back after 17 long years. For the cover page, I decided not to add the calendar to it. I just did a very simple cicada with the word June written out. Fun fact, I have tried cicada before, about 17 years ago actually, and I don't know, I feel like when you're a kid you're a lot more brave because I don't think I want to eat cicada, even though I really remember liking cicada as a kid. I also remember my dogs liking them, and my current dogs really like them too. This is me contemplating keeping the page straight up and down for you. For this page, I wanted it to be very functional for me, and I feel like the month of May, I lost a little bit of organization with my weekly tasks. So on this page, on the right side, I'll go ahead and make a weekly task tracker. So just a bunch of tasks that I have to complete weekly, and for each week, I'll fill it in if I've completed it. On the left hand side here, you'll see that I drew a cicada and a calendar. I was going to do full blocks, but for some reason I wanted to leave it a little bit open concept, like your open shelving that's been super popular in kitchens lately. I don't know why I just compared that to a kitchen, but I did. This is me starting on the weekly tracker. So on the left side, it will say week of and then the beginning date of the week, and then the boxes that I'll be filling in after completing a task. I didn't know how many tasks I wanted to leave out. I filled in essentially about 5 after this video, but I made a lot just in case. Underneath that, I have a running task list is what I've been doing for the last couple of months, and I've been enjoying it, so I just made 2 long narrow boxes to do a running task list. And we can't have our cicada friend be lonely, as Bob Ross has taught us, so here's another cicada pal. I was going to put running tasks or running list, but that would take up too much space, so I went with June tasks. The U on the June is a little bit crooked, so I went back in with a white gel roller, and I also went back in to cover up any accidental additional marks. I wanted a little more structure when it came to my weekly tracker, so I added these diagonal lines so that it separates each weekly task that I write in. After that jelly roller, I will go back in when it dries and add the black mark or the black line where it should be for June instead of so wobbly. Under the calendar on the left hand side, I will put dates. So on the 7th, something's due, so I'll write 7 and then what is due there, and then other due dates and tasks that I have. For this page, I was going to keep it strictly a habit tracker with this giant cicada wing as the design for the page. However, all the compartments of the cicada wing made me think of using it as a mood tracker and just every day using a different shade of gray to indicate if the day's been really shitty or if it's been okay. Or, you know, it could have been a great day, and hopefully that's the case, but we'll see, right? You'll notice I wasn't planning to use this as a mood tracker, so I didn't count 30 compartments out. So you'll notice me count it later and then add some pencil mark lines to see where I can add some lines in the future to make it 30 for the month of June. For the habits, you'll see on the left hand side I have 3 little calendars, and I'll fill in each square as I have completed the habit for the month. And on the right side you'll see 4 calendar squares for that. Left hand side will be work related, right hand side will be just life related. For these habit tracker calendars, I was going to use a ruler for the entire thing to just make sure everything was very, very neat and straight. However, I was in an ever so slight rush to finish up the June calendar, not because it's already June 4th, but because I wanted to actually head to the store to get my own snacks. So that's why you'll notice that for the top left hand corner I did use rulers, but for the rest of the calendars, the horizontal lines I used rulers and the vertical lines I just freehanded. And if you're wondering, I bet not, but if you're wondering the reason behind that, it's because the vertical lines are shorter and freehanding shorter lines is much easier to control and keep straight as opposed to longer lines. Also, the reason I did the top left entirely with ruler anyway, even though at that point I had already decided I wanted to freehand some, It's actually because your eye naturally gravitates to the top left-hand side of a page if you are from a country or a place that reads left to right. Like I mentioned, here's me counting and then forgetting what I counted, so I went in and wrote a number down, especially since I figured I was going to write it down anyway for the mood tracker. This is me figuring out where I wanted the additional lines to go so that there would be 30 compartments. The next page is jumping straight into my weekly spread, and I'm just doing a similar font at the top with May 31st through June 5th accidentally. So you will see me go over the 5 with a jelly roller. I didn't get the chance to record it, but after I jelly rolled it once, I went over twice, and then I put the 6 right over that. You already know why it's not caught on camera, me fixing the 5 to a 6, and that's because I was off at the grocery store getting snacks. I kept the weekly spread really simple. On the top right hand side of the page, I have what I track daily for work up there, and some of them I'm already tracking on my habit tracker. For some reason, having it on my weekly spread helps me be accountable for it, and then I just transfer it over to the habit tracker. Like I said, May, I feel like I fell off a little bit with organization. So for this month, I want to really make sure I'm doing as much as I can. I started doing this way back when I was in college, and I don't remember the exact year, but I did start using this type of repetitive habit to keep me accountable. Here you'll notice where I finally realize where it actually goes to June 6th, not June 5. And thank you guys so much for watching.